Today on Riverside Strong, we will look at an issue that women all over the world struggle with: breast cancer. We'll look at the role of the primary care physician throughout this journey, examine the importance of lymphedema therapy after breast cancer treatment, and we'll discover some of the many services Riverside Cancer Care Center provides for patients as they fight the battle against breast cancer. This and so much more on this episode of Riverside Strong.
Adversity, disasters, emergencies, crisis. These are not the things that create character. No, these are the times, the moments that reveal character. You know what it also reveals? Compassion, empathy, humor, creativity, innovation, kindness, perseverance, knowledge, and strength. Perhaps strength most of all. We are Riverside Strong.
Welcome to Riverside Strong, where we examine a wide array of medical issues from the points of view of both patients and the medical professionals who treat them. I'm your host, Cheryl Nelson. Today we are taking an in-depth look at breast cancer. While it may be a surprise to some, this type of cancer does indeed affect men. In the U.S., less than 1% of all breast cancer cases occur in men. Survival rates for men are about the same as for women with the same stage of breast cancer at the time of diagnosis. However, men are often diagnosed at a later stage of breast cancer than women, and men may be less likely than women to report signs and symptoms. This may lead to delays in diagnosis. Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer. In fact, approximately 1 in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer at some point in their lives. Now, fortunately, early screenings and medical advancements are continually improving the survival rate of those diagnosed with this type of cancer. When we come back, we will meet some strong survivors and learn about the treatments that help them win their battle against cancer. Stay tuned.
We are Riverside Strong. Choosing a healthcare partner is an important decision. At Riverside, we understand that. We also understand what you want and need. Exceptional care, comprehensive services, access to a network of expertly trained medical providers, specialists, and care teams when and where you need it. And most importantly, a team dedicated to partnering with you throughout your journey of lifelong health and wellness. We say partner because at Riverside, we are healthier together.
Hi, my name is Daniel Dulesky, and I'm a radiologist with Peninsula Radiologic Associates working here at Riverside Health System. I want to talk to you about the importance of keeping your screening mammogram appointments despite the pandemic. Early detection is key for the successful treatment of breast cancer. Therefore, it's very important for women to keep their screening mammogram appointments and to make their screening mammogram appointments. Additionally, it is important for women to continue doing their self-breast examinations and knowing that if anything changes with their self-breast examination, to report it to their doctor so they can be further evaluated here with either ultrasound or mammograms.
Welcome back to Riverside Strong. Today we're taking a closer look at breast cancer and some of the brave women taking on this life-changing battle.
My name is Mel Shirsky. I'm a general surgeon here at Riverside Walter Reed, and I've been here about 12 years now. I specialize in all forms of general surgery, but more specifically, I do a lot of cancer surgery. Typically, women are at risk for breast cancer after the age of 50, which is one of the reasons we recommend doing mammography before the age of 50, starting at around the age 45. The two different types of mammography are two-dimensional mammography or 3D mammography. With 3D mammography, it's much more precise and detailed compared to the traditional mammography that we were doing for years. Here at Walter Reed, we're actually about to purchase the second 3D mammogram machine. So both of our machines will be 3D and allow us to detect even more of those abnormalities. I definitely recommend for women, all women, to examine their breast and to feel for any abnormalities, most specifically any lumps. You'd be surprised how many women present to my office that they were actually the ones that picked up the mass rather than any type of mammography. If you start to see any changes in the skin texture, or if you start to see what we call dimpling of the skin, if you were to notice any drainage from the nipple area. If that's a new thing for you, then that should probably be checked. There is a range of surgical treatment, all the way from mastectomy, which is the complete removal of the breast, to what we call breast conservation surgery, more commonly known as a lumpectomy, which is where you only remove a portion of the breast, but you may decide to proceed with a mastectomy or a double mastectomy because your risk for getting another cancer down the line is higher.
A breast cancer diagnosis can be overwhelming and downright scary, but it's comforting to know that you don't have to face this battle alone. At Riverside Health System, you have an entire team by your side, starting with your primary care provider.
My name's Kate Angster. I work over at Riverside Family Medicine and Pediatrics, Brentwood. I'm married. I have 2 children. My mom is also a breast cancer survivor. Hers was actually a different type of cancer than mine. So she had different outcomes and different things going on. With mine being as aggressive as it was, I went my route. I was diagnosed at my mammogram this year that I had done January of 2020, and I work where my PCP is located. And so I said goodbye, and I didn't think I'd see her again. She came back later that day, and I saw her in the hallway, and I just knew something was wrong.
When Kate's mammogram came back abnormal, it was a shock. As soon as it lights up on the screen and you see it, my heart sinks, which it does with every one of my patients who has an abnormal test, because you have that relationship and it's personal, it means something. The beautiful part with working with a team, a multidisciplinary team when you're doing cancer management, is that a primary care doctor is never left out on their own. A patient and the primary care doctor are automatically put into the system with a navigator and with a radiologist, with a team of people who do this every single day. So the next thing that happened with Kate was we scheduled, and radiology, because they're a wonderful department, already had the next ultrasound guided biopsy set up for her.
My husband and I went over whether I was going to do a mastectomy, a lumpectomy, and how I wanted to go. My husband and I had thought about it, and we just went with the lumpectomy. After the surgery, I was set up to do my chemotherapy. We had a double drug chemotherapy in the beginning, and it was every other week. And after that was complete, then I went to a single drug chemotherapy that was weekly for 18 weeks.
It was amazing to see her fortitude as she came through. She would show up here at work after chemo, and I just astounded at her enthusiasm, her courage, her transparency. She made other people not afraid to go get their mammograms or to talk about their own experiences and their own journey. She totally opened the door, and we've had people after her in our clinic, employees, who've gone through the same thing now. There's this bond that they have, and there's people aren't afraid. I think she's given people hope because of it. When I get to see a patient after they've beaten breast cancer, it is such a fun relationship. No matter what comes up down the road, we can beat it. I think a lot of women just don't have the knowledge that they need and the understanding about how important it is to do cancer screening and how we can find things early, how we can actually make life better and live longer if we find things early.
What a great story. The emotions that Kate must have experienced when she was finally able to ring that bell are incredible. And with Dr. Elliott by her side, she always knew she was in great hands. Sometimes treatment can come with some unfortunate side effects. And when we come back, we'll learn about one of the lesser known side effects that can result from breast cancer treatment, lymphedema. Stay with us.
We're Riverside Strong. At Riverside, we are here to be your healthcare partner throughout your life. We are here for you. For an annual wellness visit, to help you manage your health conditions, or to figure out your next steps when unexpected situations arise. We are here. When and where you need us, even online, offering easy, secure access to your health records, appointment scheduling, video visits, and more. It all starts with choosing Riverside as your healthcare partner. Call or visit us online today. Strength of a community, strength of family, strength of a team. You will find these strengths at Riverside, where we have built senior living communities, facilities, and services centered around our residents and our patients, where the atmosphere feels more like family than facility, where our care teams are dedicated to you and your loved ones. Our senior living services are designed around you living your best life. Call us or go online to learn more today.
Hi, my name is Mina McDonald. I'm the manager at Riverside Diagnostic and Breast Imaging Center. Today I will be walking you through what to expect when you come to our center for a test or a procedure. When coming to our facility, you will be checked in first, where we will take your temperature, ask you some questions, and if you do not have a mask, we will provide you with one. You will then sit down and be called to a booth. At the registration booth, we will register you and get all of your information for your procedure. Once the technologist is ready, they will call you by your name and bring you back for your test.
Welcome back to Riverside Strong. Our look at breast cancer would not be complete without a glimpse into some possible side effects from the treatments. You may have heard about hair loss, fatigue, and headaches, but a lesser-known potential side effect is lymphedema. But what is lymphedema, and how can you relieve it? Our next patient story provides us with some answers.
I'm Connie Bowen, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. I decided to have the double mastectomy instead of just having one breast removed because I just felt it would be less traumatic. It turned out to be a very good, solid decision because once they moved the right breast and they did the biopsy, they also found some cancer cells there as well. They explained to me that it's better to move and be active after surgery instead of just sitting around. I had lymphedema previously, and with Ashley getting right to work on it this time, I really think it helped.
When somebody gets lymphedema, their body is having trouble moving fluid out of an area of their body, and it causes swelling and some other problems that they might deal with. And a lymphedema therapist is someone that's certified and trained to learn how to move that fluid out and teach somebody how to manage their condition long term. When Connie first came into the lymphedema clinic, I remember there was one day that I did a lot of stretching with her on her scar tissue and helped her shoulders moving. And I could see the trepidation on her face of waiting for the pain and just the shock and elation when she was like, oh my gosh, I can move.
Oh, I would say thank you, thank you, thank you. I just felt like I had a whole team. I could call anybody and they would tell me what to do. Not only would they tell me what to do, they shared with the other people on the team. So I just felt like I was completely covered, and I really, really appreciate it. I think Riverside has really hit on something here. Keep up the team approach, because it's really working.
Learning to ease the symptoms of lymphedema is easier with the professionals at Riverside Health System. Riverside prides themselves on their medical advancements. For example, have you heard about their state-of-the-art genetics program they're launching in 2022?
I am Patricia St. Clair, and I am supporting the genetic cancer treatment program at Riverside Hospital.
The way that it will work is that through your primary care physician at Riverside, you will come in for your appointment like you would any other appointment, your checkup, but we'll provide screening questions on the front end of that appointment. And those screening questions will flag possible genetic predispositions. And so the nurse and then your doctor can talk to you about those and then advance you on for genetic counseling and possible genetic testing. So instead of catching it at stage 3 and stage 4, we hope to be catching this at stage 1 and stage 2.
I did have an experience with a young lady who worked for me. After a lump was discovered in her breast, they did a double mastectomy, and then her sister died of breast cancer and her mother died of breast cancer. So this is a perfect example of folks that if they had gone in for genetic testing early on in life, they would have known that they were vulnerable.
It's really scary when you get this diagnosis. It's scary for your families. You don't always remember what you hear from your doctor. So Riverside steps in with navigators that ensure that they are helping you along the way. You know what the next steps in your treatment plans are, but you also have resources for nutrition. You have massage therapy, you have pet therapy, music therapy. It's really caring for the whole person, not just their body, but their spirit. Riverside has talented medical oncologists and radiologists. Our doctors are top-notch. Our leaders who lead out our oncology program are visionaries.
I'm underwriting the program to get it started and very excited as the program is ready to launch in cancer genetic treatment.
We need to pause, but after the break, we'll take a look at some of Riverside Health System services and providers making a very personal difference to the women fighting against breast cancer.
We're Riverside Strong.
One of the most common diseases that we treat as neurosurgeons is pain in the low back. It's a complex disease that affects almost 80% of Americans at some point in their life. A lot of people are intimidated when they come into our office to see a neurosurgeon. They're often here to talk about spine surgery and brain surgery, which can be life-changing. One thing that people really don't know about brain surgery is how easy and quick the recovery is. I'm Dr. John Lamb. I'm one of the neurosurgeons with Riverside, Hampton Roads, neurosurgical and spine specialists.
Hello, my name is Lisa Slavic. I am one of the mammography technologists here at Riverside Diagnostic and Breast Imaging Center. Part of what we do here at Riverside to keep you safe is clean all surfaces that the patient touches. That includes high-touch areas such as the mammography equipment, the countertops, the chairs, even down to our workstations and the pens that we use.
We're back at Riverside Health System's Walter Reed Hospital, where we are delving into some of the things you should know about breast cancer. A woman's journey through breast cancer involves so much more than just the treatment itself. Thankfully, your team of experts at Riverside Cancer Care Center has you covered, from scheduling your appointments to keeping your body in shape during and after treatment.
We are currently in my little area of the facility at the Peninsula Wellness and Fitness Center. We have a slew of group exercise class offerings for every ability level here. I help them feel more comfortable exercising and getting into kind of the routine of being physically active again.
After the double mastectomy, my goal was to make it through the initial home recovery safely. I wanted to follow instructions, because I did not want to be the cause of things not going well. So I wanted to make sure whatever it was that I was supposed to be doing, I did.
Leslie was one of my breast cancer participants in the program. And with the surgery came, some troubles into what we could do, right? So that's my job. If we can't do a particular exercise that I had necessarily planned, it's my job to modify that. Especially with individuals who have had breast cancer, it's definitely hard for them to open up their thoracic cavity because they have had such extensive surgery.
Hannah has been trained and she knows movements that you can do as you're recovering. I felt like I can trust this process. I can do this. And we even did real movements like, tricep kickbacks, and we did bicep curls. It was great to have this other program in place at that point in time in my journey, as I'm trying to take care of my body, continue to take care of my body at this stage.
With exercising, it does release endorphins into the body. I've had people who have come in and they are just so tired. They are so dreary that after exercising and after those endorphins have been released into the body, they're like, wow, now I feel alive. So building resiliency is definitely one of the main things that exercising can do in order to help oncology patients.
I felt a renewed sense of making myself a priority in a way that I hadn't before in terms of health. And I also wanted to make sure that whatever I could do to help my body heal and to give my body the best chance to come back to some sense of normalcy, I could. And Dr. Pettis also let me know that there would be a team of people who would be there to take a look at my results, take a look at all of my information to make the best decision for me in terms of treatment and moving forward with next steps. The team approach that they have to treating your cancer and to helping you walk through this experience was invaluable. I was in very close communication with Elizabeth through that process.
We're trying to, treat the whole patient, not just the medical diagnosis. She has had quite a few things pop up along the journey, but just because of who she is, she's met each of those challenges head on, got as much information as she could about it, found as many resources as she could, and kind of moved through. So Leslie's done wonderful. And you see that through the Integrative Oncology Department, through the navigators, through Riverside's mission in general. We have the technology, we have the physicians, we have the supportive care people, we have excellent nurses, we have a coordinated care team. So they should come to Riverside because it's really breast care as a whole.
Living with a cancer diagnosis does not just mean medical treatments. Living a healthier lifestyle is an integral part of your breast cancer recovery. That closes out this episode of Riverside Strong. If you or a loved one find yourself in need of care for breast cancer, there is no better place than Riverside Cancer Care Center, where you are not just a patient, you're part of the family. For more information on any of the Riverside Health System services and providers, please visit riversideonline.com. And if you've missed any of our past episodes, you can catch them all on yourview.com. Until next time, stay healthy and stay informed with Riverside Strong.